Now. Holy moly, it's another week in 2014 and we made it. This is Pure Pollino. My name's Michelle Pollino. Oh, that's a tight shot. Pull it back. Pull the camera back. I swear I drive them nuts. I drive them nuts here. And thanks to my mom. I have to say that. Thanks to my mom, I drive people nuts. Michelle Pollino, and this is Pure Pollino Tuesdays. It's all about stargazing, spirituality, and anything that takes us to the higher road of the path that leads us to know ourselves even better. And with me, as always, on Tuesdays is Rachel Lang. Hey. Hey, let's turn Rachel up. Let's turn Rachel on. A lot of people want to turn Rachel on. But I'm bummed. Where's the symbols? Where's the symbols when I need them? And then, of course, Pure Pollino continues on Thursday. And Thursday, it's all about culinary culture. And this Thursday, I'm pretty excited. We have our first annual Food Writers Roundtable.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so all about some trends in 2014 and the stuff we can look back on 2013. We're going to be more about forecasting food for 2014. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have any special trends that you're like particularly excited about?
Well, I think that there's a bunch of stuff coming up. I think we're going to see we're going to see more foragers on staffs at restaurants. We're going to see more of restaurants owning their own farms. And we're already seeing that with Alma in downtown LA.
Right.
And of course, one of my favorite restaurants in Santa Monica, Fig, he has his own forager on staff.
Love that.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we're going to understand where food comes from. It's going to be a big food year, I think.
Well, I think so, too, because we started it with Jupiter in Cancer.
Right. Jupiter in Cancer opposing the earthiness
of Capricorn.
Right. I think we're going to get our fingers dirty this year.
Great.
Yeah.
Exciting.
It is exciting. So, welcome. I'm really excited. We have Bob back, which is awesome.
Yes.
It was great to hear him this morning. And today we have a special guest with us. I'm really excited. I know when I told Rachel, she was over the moon about it.
I am so excited. This is a book that the author of this book, I've been referring this book to every one of my clients.
That's
lately.
awesome.
It's such a great book.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even know that until I told you some things that we say. We're doing some things that are simpatico, that are almost parallel. We don't talk to each other that much until we're here.
Right.
So the book is the author is Pam Grout. And the book is E Squared. It's 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments that prove your thoughts create your reality. This has been a New York Times bestseller, and it's been on my bookshelf and, of course, on Rachel's bookshelf. And I cannot extol the virtues of the book enough. I have given it to friends. I have offered it up to my mother. God, please, Mom. Read the damn book. On Pam's website, I love what she listed under her bio. She said she's a world traveler, a loving mother, a best-selling author, a millionaire, and an inspiring witness to everyone she meets. Now, she goes on to say, actually, only 4 of the above are really true, but she said those lines in affirmations 20 years ago, and pretty much all of them have come true, except for one. Yeah. And we'll ask her about that one. Right. I think we might know. But just leave it up to Michelle because she'll ask. So really, we're really thrilled to have her, and she'll be with us in a few minutes. But I want to get down to business because we got to go through the signs. It has been an incredible week since the new moon. So today we will give you an update on what's going on. We're going to check out your week sign by sign, and then we're going to talk with Pam. Let's start out with last week. We started with a new moon. Now 7 days later, we have what's called a first quarter moon.
Right.
Okay. And what that means is that it's gone through a few of the signs. Just think about, from Capricorn, think about a quarter deep. And what you're going to do is you're going to get right to Aries because you're going to go through Aquarius, Pisces, and then Aries. Now, what that means is that the sun is squaring your moon. And it's also, the moon is also squaring Pluto and Venus retrograde.
Making for a really fun week.
I already woke up agitated. I'm not going to lie. I've been up since 5:30 and it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
the energy, it's a lot of tension this week, but it's also, I think, tension with a purpose.
I hope it's tension with a purpose. I actually wrote that down. It's so funny that you said that. I think what it is, it's kind of a crisis of action because we have cardinal planets,
Right.
or cardinal signs that are action oriented. When I think of cardinal, I think of the bird. When I think of the bird, it's always moving. So that's
I like that. I like the way that you put those together.
Right.
I'd never thought of cardinal the bird.
that's how I remember it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So that's how I remember cardinal signs are always in action.
Yeah.
So when we have these squares with these cardinal signs, we are going to be in action. Like this morning, I just had one obstacle thrown at me after another. And I was literally in action. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to nicely wake up this morning. I'm going to rub my eyes. No. No. I got up. The dogs were yelling. I had to go out. I got sprayed with the sprinkler.
Oh, no.
It's one of those days. But let's talk a little bit more about it because we only have a few minutes to get through the signs.
All right, let's do it. So I'm going to start with Capricorn today.
Okay, good.
Because Capricorn, it's your birth sign.
Yeah.
So Capricorns, speaking of action, you might not be able to catch your breath this week with all the activity happening in your life. So be selective. Choose to whom and to what you give your energy. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bit in overwhelm. And
you're going to be annoyed is what she means. You're going to be annoyed this week.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to be gentle.
I know you are.
Deliver it gently.
This is how you deliver it. This is my interpretation. This is the show.
And try to resist seeing things through rose-colored glasses when it comes to love.
Capricorns do that?
Well, they could with Venus in retrograde.
Ah, okay.
Like they could see they might not necessarily see the complete reality.
Okay, got it.
All right, Aquarius, we're doing it fast today.
Yeah, we are. We're going
Fast
through
and
it
down and
fast
dirty.
because Pam's going to be calling soon.
Yep. So Aquarius, this week you're going to be really facing your history and looking at your past, and so it's kind of an introspective week for you. It's great for quiet nights in front of the fireplace.
If you have a fireplace.
If you have a fireplace. If not, borrow one. Start a fire in your living room.
Or your backyard.
In your backyard. When the moon enters Gemini on Saturday, then that's the time to come out of hiding and to start playing. Mm-hmm. And because it's not the perfect time to meet your soulmate, just have fun.
Okay. Why isn't the perfect time? You see, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Why isn't the perfect
Venus
time?
in retrograde.
Okay, got it.
In Capricorn, which is their solar 12th house.
Okay, all right. What if people started dating? They knew each other during this time. It's just a.
Yeah. It's just like wait it out. So don't
rush into it.
Don't say this
do
is
it
my
slowly.
person. Do it slowly. Do it carefully.
Okay, so they're doing it right. I just need to know
next
that.
month is their love month. A big love month for them.
All right, great.
Pisces.
Yo.
All right. It's a great time to do some self-improvement. So it's a great week for makeovers, for shopping adventures.
Do I need a makeover? I think I do.
I don't think you do.
All right. Yeah,
I think you look great.
All right. Thank you, honey. So go ahead.
You've made changes on the interior, and now the exterior needs to reflect those changes.
I love the bouffant that I got going on.
I think there's your makeover right there.
So interior's good, exterior. It's time for some exterior work.
Yes, it's also highly romantic.
Oh, really?
It is.
Okay.
Yes. Nothing feels certain or solid, though.
Nothing ever does with me.
With any Pisces, really. So just stay in the romance, stay in the passion.
Stay in the love?
Stay in the love.
Okay.
Of course. Always stay in the love.
Okay.
All right, Aries. We start this week with the moon in your sign, as Michelle said. And it's kind of triggering a little bit of a warrior inside of you. And you might want to move, but you still have a few situations and challenges holding you back. A lot of clarity and vision this weekend. So
it'll be a fun weekend for Aries.
It will be a fun weekend for Aries. Really fun. And really illuminating, I think, to allow you to make some decisions.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, Taurus. Taurus, you have a great week, Taurus. I'm so excited about your week.
This is a good week for Taurus.
It is. Romance, love, work, everything.
Everything works out.
Everything. lots of doors of opportunity opening. So stay in the flow, pay attention, and read E Squared to make the most of the time. And I'm not saying that just because she's our guest, but really you can make the most of this energy by finding out how to use the energy, how to use energy.
Huh.
So really stay in the flow.
This is good.
Yeah.
Oh, this weekend is singles weekend. I forgot it's singles weekend. Did you guys know about that? It was.
I didn't know that.
There's a big party at the Abbey on 1/11, which is Saturday, and our friend Karen Reed has organized it.
Oh,
so,
how fun!
Yeah. So there it is. There's the plug.
All right, great. Everyone, go to all you Tauruses out there. Go to singles weekend. It's a favorable time for you.
Okay.
Gemini. Lots of restless energy this week. There's so much possibility, and you feel so full of hope and optimism, and you want to move as well. That's one of the things about this square that we have going on is everybody wants to move, to do something. And
action.
So, action, yeah, take action. Channel that energy into your work, and you'll accomplish so much. It's also a very passionate time for our Geminis. Very passionate and romantic time with Mars and Libra.
Oh.
So single Geminis, find ways to play
there you go.
this weekend.
Yeah.
And if you're in a relationship, that's okay.
Make it fun.
Make it fun.
Make it
fun. Yeah.
We have some people flirting in the chat room.
Fun.
That's so funny. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Cancer. Okay, Cancer. The world of possibility is at your fingertips, but you're having a difficult time seeing exactly how to manifest it. So focus on the positive that's in your life, and then those challenges will seem a little bit more insignificant. You have to remember you have a lot of oppositions happening. There are a lot of planets in Capricorn right now, and so Jupiter's giving you all this hope and all this optimism, but you feel like you can't quite get there. So really focus on the positive and clear out. And this is a great time to clean your house, to do some detox. Detox. Leo. Okay. When Leos, it's kind of a peaceful period for Leos.
Good. That's good.
I know, but sometimes they struggle with that because they like a little drama. So so find inspiration rather than drama, Leos.
I also think that Leos this weekend will find inspiration in going out
completely,
and making things to do either with your family, or with your loved ones, or friends, like organizing events. Would be fun
Absolutely.
for Leos this weekend.
Yes, it's a real playful weekend for you,
right.
Leos. So bring out the kitten and hide the lion.
Hide the lion, bring out the kitten. Nice. Next.
Virgo. It's a great week for Virgos too.
Good.
Really, really
good.
You can do no wrong. It's a great week to do networking, to do self-promotion. If you run your own business or you hope to one day, great time to start planting seeds, putting out feelers. But the absolute highlight of the week for Virgos is your love life.
Really?
Yeah. They've got all that nice Capricorn energy.
Nice.
They've got that, especially in the next couple of days, the next couple of days they have Taurus. When the moon goes into Taurus, they've got their romantic life is just completely highlighted. So if you're single, it's a great time to meet somebody. If you're in an existing partnership, it'd be a wonderful weekend for like a romantic getaway or an excursion or something to sort of like spark some romance in your relationship.
Nice.
Libra.
That's you.
That's me. So Libras, you're caught right in this Grand Cross, which is so much tension, and so you can't have a vacation just yet, but start planning for one this summer because it'll get you through the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think by August you're going to be great.
Yeah, and actually I think by April things start settling down. It's hectic. The week is filled with a lot of obligations, so maintain your equilibrium and discern what's right for you.
Okay.
And love can be a good creative outlet because that's where Mars is in your sign, so it's fantastic for your
a lot of energy,
passionate side. Scorpio, week of building relationships.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, personally and professionally.
That's good.
Yeah, significant people coming into your life at this time who will be there for the rest of your life, who will impact the rest of your life.
What's the aspect there?
It's Saturn. Saturn's commitment.
Okay.
It's dedication. Also, we've got the moon moving into Taurus, and we've got Jupiter in Cancer. We've got Capricorn. You're kind of in the you've got
you're in the zone.
You're in the zone.
You're in the zone right now.
You're getting hit by a lot of different really nice things.
Yeah.
This is also a time when past friends and past lovers come into your life and maybe call out of the blue to connect with you. So keep your heart open and trust.
Okay. Sag.
Money week for you, Sag. You find a little extra money coming from unexpected sources, and you're thinking about making big changes, but it's not exactly time yet. Hold off until next month. Next month is the time to make changes. Now is just the time to dream and start planting the seeds.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
that was all of them? We got through
all of them. We got through them.
That is so cool because Pam Grout is going to be with us in just 2 minutes.
Fantastic.
So we hit our mark.
We did.
So we'll be right back with Pam Grout from E Squared in just 2 minutes. Stay with us. There I am. Oh, great. Bring her up. That is such a great song.
It's such a great song.
Jose Gonzalez from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. You have never seen that film?
I haven't seen it. No, I need to.
You do need to see it.
I need like a movie weekend just where I see.
I
catch up on
know.
everything.
We just saw, what did we see? The one that with Walt Disney.
Frozen?
No.
Oh, Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah, Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was good. I know she's there. So we are back. This is Pure Pollino. My name is Michelle Pollino. As always, with me, Rachel Lang, and we are talking all sorts of great spirituality, astrology, anything that's going to get us on that road to being the individuals that we're born to be. And so today we're really excited because we have with us author Pam Grout. Now, Pam Grout to me is a believer. I would call her a healer because I personally think anyone who writes, and not just spiritual books, writes from their heart, is a healer, because it not only heals them, because I believe that, because I think I write and I know Rachel writes, but it heals anybody that comes into contact with that writing. She has 15 published books so far. One of them we're going to talk about a lot, E Squared, which I absolutely adore, and so does Rachel. She has sold articles to dozens of publications like Travel and Leisure, Family Circle, Scientific American Explorations. She is a Midwesterner from Kansas, and I believe she still lives there. She also writes a travel column called Now, Where Was I? And also a luxury travel blog called George Clooney Slept Here, which I can't wait to talk to her about because I started looking at the website this morning, and it's pretty awesome. So, author of our favorite book, New York Times bestseller, E Squared. Pam, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here. And guess what? I'm actually coming your way tomorrow. I'm flying out to Southern California.
You're
wow.
kidding.
I will be in your neighborhood.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's so great.
Are you here for a lecture or anything that people can go to?
Well, I'm coming out to meet with Hay House, which is they're in San Diego or close to San Diego. So I'm flying to San Diego. My daughter and I are coming. Then we've got meetings with them all day on Thursday. So we're not giving a lecture. We're just hanging out, enjoying the warm, beautiful weather, and writing new intentions into the beach, which is one of my favorite new things to do.
Oh, is that right?
So great.
So wait, so what do? You run down there with some sticks and you just write your intention and you watch it. You let it wash away?
Okay, well, here's the most amazing story. Last New Year's Eve, I was at a beach in Georgia. My sister lives in Savannah, Georgia. So we were out on Tybee Island, watching the fireworks go off at the beach. And I knew E Squared was about to come out. It came out January 28th. And so I took this stick, in real big letters on the beach, I wrote, E Squared will become an international bestseller. Well,
nice.
Okay, so the waves came in, took it out into the earth or out into the world, and sure enough, it happened. And then, like in November, I was at my friend's daughter's wedding in Florida, and I thought, that works so well. I'm going to put another intention on the beach there in Florida. So I wrote something about Oprah's people will be calling or something like that. And not 3 weeks later, a producer contacted my publicist and wanted video of me, on a talk show or whatever. So it's like, wow, this writing in the beach is pretty big stuff. So since I live in the Midwest, as you aptly pointed out, when I'm going to be out in Southern California, you're going to bet I'm going to be out there with my sticks writing more.
You're going to be all over the beaches. We're going to see some. Right. It's going to be a giant scrawl from San Francisco all the way down to San Diego. You have really got this down. And first of all, let's explain to the audience who don't know, if they don't, about E Squared. Tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, the subtitle kind of says it all. It's 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments that prove your thoughts create your reality. And, a lot of us have known about these spiritual principles, these energetic principles for a long time, but they're more theory. So this book, basically, I set up 9 experiments. Most of them are 48 hours. It costs nothing to do them. They're a lot of fun. And then you test out, do these principles really work? Do my thoughts create my reality? Does what I focus on expand in my life? And so it's like putting the pedal to the metal, so to speak, because you're going to see, does this really work? It's theory's fine, but we want to know that this really does work. So these are experiments. They're set up just like scientists set up their experiments in the lab, and people find out, does this stuff work? And there's 9 spiritual principles that I've practiced in my own life, and so I set up, this framework for people to test them out in their own life, and people are just having a ball with it. And I'm having so much fun because I get all these great stories. People are constantly emailing me with their amazing stories of things that they've, manifested or, things that have happened. So it's been a real great ride for me. I've had such a blast in 2013 and looking forward to another great ride in 2014.
Very nice, very nice. And I Rachel, did you want to ask her anything before I get into the book?
Go for it.
I love in the beginning of the book you use the space heater as an analogy to actually comprehend what we don't know that is within the same, what is within us and what is without in our reach, so to speak.
Right. It's right there. That was the thing about the space heater. That thing was right there beside me the whole time. It was dark, when I went in there, so I didn't see it. And so I had never turned it on. And there's so much power and energy within us. In fact, speaking of heat, we have all these BTUs that our bodies radiate. You get under a blanket, which those of us in the Midwest know right now because it's really cold. And so we get under our blankets. But, it heats it up. You have all this heat. So it's really, that's that energy that we're all putting off all the time in our thoughts for putting off all these little radio broadcasts that are going out there and telling the universe what it wants, to bring back to us.
In the book, you also tackle God, obviously not physically tackle him, but metaphysically maybe. And I love some of the stuff you came up with. You talk about your 8 big God whoppers, which are hilarious. Like number one, one of them was like, he doesn't look like ZZ Top.
Right.
I could have done the Duck Dynasty guys now,
Yes, yeah.
Oh, you
probably
totally
more popular beard-wearing guys right at the moment.
Oh, you totally
could.
Yeah. But it really kind of puts things into perspective, and I think a lot of us have some difficulty in between ourselves and trying to discuss God. And I'm a Course in Miracles student as well, so I get what you're saying, and I've always gotten what you're saying. But growing up, I was a Catholic, a Christian, and growing up, my mother was kicked out of church early on because she got divorced. So for me, it was like, that's not such a loving God, is it?
Right. We get these mixed messages like, oh, God is love. And it's like, oh, well, if he's love, then why is he up there, giving us all these little lists of things we're supposed to be doing?
Right.
So, yeah, in fact, I've gotten, of any criticism I've gotten from the book, some Christians, so to speak, have gotten really upset at some of the languaging that I have in the book. But I'm the biggest believer of anybody. It's just that I feel that all this baggage that we put around God has created a lot of problems, and I think we've got it completely wrong. If you're a student of the Course in Miracles, that's Jesus saying, hey, guys, you got it wrong. I said 2 things, love and forgive. That's it.
Right.
No rules.
Right. And you write about that, I think, really nicely in your book so that it doesn't discount Christians. It doesn't discount that belief system.
Thank you for saying that, because I've been feeling a little bit guilty because I don't want to discount anybody. I love everybody. I want to love everybody, and I don't want to offend anybody. So that's been something that I've kind of examined. I thought, okay, I don't want to. And I did write the book a few years ago. In fact, it was originally titled "God Doesn't Have Bad Hair Days."
That's great.
It's kind of yeah. So anyway, I'm glad you said that some people wouldn't, and I know some Christians have written, they love it and they're not offended, but there have been those that haven't been.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Anyway,
but I thought you did a really good job of kind of bridging the gap. And
thank you.
Throughout this book, you also detail these events that were clear to you, and I'll use the word manifesting because that's really what you're doing. And I've read the book once, and I'll be honest. I haven't gotten it down. I got a couple of butterflies in the second experiment, but I'm committed to continuing to do it because just like anything else, and you wrote this in the book, it's a practice. Just like athletes get their body toned, we are here to get our mind toned. And what I like about the book is it is a practice manual. Would you say that's how you wrote it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Go
ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm
No,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was just gonna agree with her. You know, just the fact that you have people set this up like experiments, so it appeals to both the spiritual and the rational parts of ourselves.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah. And one of the things I'm learning, I'm actually in the process of writing E-Cubed, which totally cracks me up. Hay House, of course, you know, you have a success like this, they want to do the sequel.
Of course they do. That was
E-Cubed, which I think is hilarious. And I'm writing, in fact, it's due the end of January. So we'll be talking about that when I'm out there in Carlsbad as well. But anyway, in there, it's really, to me, kind of the ultimate answer is really getting happy, because when you get happy and you open the joy channels, it's like all this stuff just comes automatically. So really, the number one thing that we need to do, and this is what I'm writing a lot about in E-Cubed, is just to really open those joy channels and, you know, unplug all those, because we have so many messages, so much conditioning, and I mean, we're really just kind of like these, you know, walking response systems, you know, to everything. In fact, the blog post I wrote today was about, you know, the Matrix, you know, taking the red pill or the blue pill. It's like, you know, we all took the blue pill or whatever. But the good thing is, in the Matrix, you get one choice, you know, you pick one or the other. But in real life, you get continuous choices to always pick the other pill. You know, you can constantly pick the red pill. And you can't miss the boat because a next one's coming right after that one. You know what I mean? It's like you get one chance after another. It's like whiskers. They keep growing back. They keep coming back. So lots of choices.
So what you do is you call this God or this force, this field of potentiality, correct?
The field of infinite potentiality, which is kind of a quantum physics term, you know, the field, the 0 point field.
Right. And you say in it that it can't be wishy-washy when you think of something. Now, in that first experiment, of course, I thought, I want a big check coming my way in the mail. And I know you're going to laugh about that, but I want you to explain a little bit more how you say it over and over again, and I've heard it over and over again from other people. You really have to have a strong thought in your head that's clearly focused, not at all wishy-washy. So can you... And
you have to believe it. You have to really believe it and act like it's true.
So that's the other key component. That's the key component.
Exactly. And always focus on the end result. See, what happens is people make an intention, and they quickly start coming up with all these rules and these ways they're going to do it. Oh, the 7 steps of how they're going to get there. Well, anytime we're coming up with the how or the list of how we're going to get there, we're not given that, you know, infinite potentiality, that field of infinite potentiality, its chance to work. It has, you know, infinite ways of making these things happen, but we get involved. So really, the best thing is just to decide what you want. Yes, really focus on the end result. Act like you already have it, you know, get up the emotions like you already have it, and that's when it'll happen really quickly. That's the best little tip you can have right there.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking before the show about how you describe yourself on your website.
Yeah,
and I think that's you right. You talk about this in the book as well, about how you basically put out not just into the universe but online how you wanted to be described, like your ideal bio. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Are you there yet? Do you have them all?
Yeah, that's what, you know, the one is still missing, but it's really there. I mean, I feel it there, and in fact, my next royalty check, I'm pretty sure it'll be there, because the book really has, it's been translated into 30 languages, and
that is
so
awesome.
I say, pick which one you don't think's there. You know, that's a pretty obvious one, but I can feel it. You know, you start feeling, it's like, you know, in those old science fiction movies where all of a sudden, it's alive. I mean, that's kind of what happens, you know, as we're living in this, you know, this field of potentiality, it becomes more and more real to us, and suddenly, you know, the monster raises up from the bed and it's alive. And that's how it feels to me, that final one, which for people that don't know, it would be that I'm a millionaire. So in some ways it's kind of an embarrassing thing to say, but I mean, I wrote those intentions a long time ago, but I did write them before I was a mother, and of course now I'm a mother, my daughter's 20. So I wrote them a long time ago, and so they did all come to pass, and they came to pass more and more as I got happier, again, as my joy channels opened up, because I think this stuff is right there immediately, but because we have all the blocks and all the resistance and all the old patterns that are operating in our life, we're not seeing it. So that's what happens when we don't see it. So it's really a matter of, like, you know, a blowtorch. Let's blow away everything that isn't, you know, reality, because reality is nothing but good and love and joy, and, you know, everything is right there.
So true.
That's great. I know Rachel talks about turning up the joy channel a lot in her meditations that she does, and I love that idea. We have a question in the chat room. Chat room's going nuts right now. Elena wants to know, do you recommend that people revisit your experiments after one does not work? Because she had a hard time with the butterfly experiment. It's funny. I had the best time with that one.
That's so funny because different people, have trouble with different ones. Butterfly usually a really easy one for people. It's whatever they want to do. In fact, it kind of cracked me up how everyone took me as some authority. I mean, these were just ideas. I'm not a guru. I'm just someone who has, used these principles in my own life. So really the number one thing is make it fun. I mean, you don't even have to do butterflies. I mean, I had a funny meeting with a group of coaches, and they decided they were going to manifest orange boats and priests, which was hilarious. And, of course, all four of them manifested an orange boat, even one that lived in Arizona, far from any kind of body of water, and priests. And in fact, I was just writing about that in my section of the book that I was working on this morning before I called in. But anyway, so you don't even have to do that. I mean, but the main thing is make it fun. Do it with other people. That's really a fun way to do it, too. Like I have a couple groups. I call them my power posses that I get together with here in Lawrence, Kansas, where I live. And we have such a blast talking about this stuff. And I mean, it's like we kind of amp up the energy just by talking about it and doing these things together. We'll come up with all kinds of different little things that we'll do, little exercises, or I don't know, exercises kind of sounds bad, but I mean fun, these toys, these games, that we do. And it's really, so that to me is the trick, is to make it fun. So if someone wants to repeat it, that's cool, let them repeat it. If they don't want to repeat it, that's fine too. They can move on to the next one. They can bounce around. They can do it however they want.
Right.
It's up to them.
And starting a group is a great idea too.
Totally.
Starting a group would make it fun and would open up your heart. I get your idea because I know it. I know it in a logical sense, in a rational sense. I know I'm not there also at the same time. A couple of things, because I really want people to understand your book. You also talk about, you say most of the stuff that we don't perceive is because we only see what we've already learned. Most of the stuff we don't see, we see a condensed version that goes through our brain, and then our brain attaches itself to the things that we already know. Kind of like a kid that watches The Little Mermaid a gazillion times. And you know what? I know, because most kids do that. Most kids do that. They will grab hold of a movie and just watch it over and over and over again. And you can see their little brains attaching their emotions and their thoughts to it. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, after the age 5, we really have very few original thoughts. Like, we get all these thoughts. In fact, I believe we come in knowing everything. And then, we're quickly enculturated into how we're supposed to act. We're indoctrinated, and this is the way the culture works. So basically what we're seeing, and this is, Course in Miracles says this very clearly, we are seeing the past. Every time we're looking out, we are seeing the past. We're seeing what we've come to expect. If we can get in the moment, completely in the moment, and really give up these ideas of how we think it is, things would be so unbelievably different to us that we would just be blown away. But there's real comfort in staying in those things that we know. But we can't even see. I mean, for all I know, there's angels and a whole party of, guys and whatnot around me right now, but I don't see them because that's not in my conditioning. You know what I mean? It's like we only see what we will allow in, and we're taught what is safe to allow in or what we're allowed to allow in and what we're not. And so this is just so important, is to be open-minded and to let go of that and to really release the past and to release everything we think we know.
That is one of the biggest hindrances to people, is staying stuck in the past. And I know for me, I know it's one of my biggest struggles. One of the things that also confused me a bit was on page 18. You say right after comparing training your mind to like housebreaking a puppy, which I thought was hilarious because it so resonated with me because I am sometimes like a little puppy. But you say devote your mind only to the things that you want. You want peace, think peace. You want Jimmy Choo pumps, then think Jimmy Choo pumps. But say I want money to buy those things. So I should focus on money, right? But just 2 pages earlier, you write reading get-rich books, etc., which focuses on gaining wealth, you say, is wrong.
Focus on being rich. Focus on the feeling of abundance.
The feeling.
I mean, that is what you want to think. I mean, and think about all the abundance. One of the things I'm writing about in E-Cubed is play with your toys. I mean, you already have so much to be grateful for. We all do. We all do. I mean, the sun came up this morning. Our heart pumps. We don't have to tell it to do that.
Right.
So to really focus on the abundance of what we already have, to really focus on abundance. So when I say think about that, think about how rich you really already are.
Right.
And then the manifestation, the physical coins and dollar bills or whatever, or $1 million bills, whatever they are, that will come. I mean, that one took me a while. Like I said, I wrote those affirmations a while back, and I have certainly had my moments of financial struggle. But again, and I would focus on that. In fact, when the recession started, I really got out of my game. I've been in my game for a long time, and I got into this thing. I started believing it. The internet took over the writing, but all these stories that were going on, and I danced right into the party, and. So anyway, so I had to really focus and realize, hey, I create my own reality. I don't have to create what the news media says. I mean, I don't listen to that. It comes from me. It comes from me. And so as I started to feel abundant and rich again, then it, of course, turned around. But, it's kind of cool that I have the power to also do it the opposite way. In fact, that's what we need to know. We're constantly doing this stuff. We're constantly creating. We're just not consciously doing it. You know what I mean? We're just doing it by these old patterns and these old habits that we were taught.
And that's part of our job, I think. It's part of our job right now.
Is to find out how to work with energy and how to really realize how I think we've been taught that we're not powerful,
right?
And that
or as women,
right?
It's not good to feel powerful, ladies.
Exactly. You can't get too big.
Yes.
And
well, think about it. The minute you got sick as a kid, what happens? Your mom rushes you to the doctor, rushes you to someone else who's going to fix it for you.
That's
They send you to school so someone else can teach you what you need to know. So instead of telling us, hey, guys, it's all within you. I mean, like I said, I think babies probably come in knowing everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't even need language to explain it, In fact, sometimes language might make us forget things or whatever. But anyway, we're given all these messages that we don't have the power, and that is so true. I mean, that is like the number one message we get. We have to follow these 7 steps. We have to go to the expert. We have to read this book. We have to do that, And as long as we have to do this, then we don't recognize what's already right within us.
Exactly.
So I want to talk about E Cubed because I'm really excited about it.
We
now
both
that you
want
let,
it.
I know, we just put it in the chat room. Now that you let the cat out of the bag, please tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, the subtitle, and again, I think the subtitle, the E squared, really says it all. But this one is about, and I can't remember it exactly, but it's something about 9 more energy experiments to make fun, joy, and miracles your full-time gig. Because, again, I think it's all about making your life fun, making your life happy, because once you're happy, everything just works. When you're living in that feeling of abundance, you're just abundant. I mean, so anyway, and it has 9 more experiments. They're really fun little experiments like the ones in E squared. And, there's more quantum physics. I mean, they wanted a sequel, so it's kind of a sequel. And I know sequels can be dangerous, but it's not like I repeat the experiments. Although there's one scavenger hunt. That Volkswagen Jetta one was so fun that I did do a scavenger hunt.
I love
that one.
That's my favorite one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is one like that, but there's a bunch of cool ones. I mean, and in fact, the final one I haven't decided for sure, but I'm even thinking about turning water into wine. So that might be too big of a challenge for people, but or walking on water or something. But no, I haven't gotten to that one yet.
That's fantastic.
That is.
That's great. We want to do your charts. So apparently, we found that.
So in your book,
you ready for this?
You mention your birth date as February 17th, right?
Right.
1956.
Right.
All right. You said it in the book, so I felt comfortable
saying it on the air.
That's true. I kind of regret that I put that in the book later, but it's like, yeah, it's in there. So, but you know what? Well, why not?
Yeah. So you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart. Now, do you know much about astrology at all?
A little bit. I've got a friend that's totally into it. In fact, she's created an app, that to where like you pick the day that is the best day for playing the lottery, or the best day for doing this or that or whatever.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, when you...
So I know a little bit, and I know I'm an Aquarius, and I think I'm trying to remember what my moon... I don't know. I know
Taurus?
I'm an Aquarius, and I look up the little thing. Yeah, what does my chart say?
It says that you have a Taurus moon.
Do you know what time you were born?
I think like 10 minutes till 4.
10 minutes
But it was in Lexington, Kentucky, so that was... And I don't know if they were on, what...
Right, 10 minutes in the afternoon?
Or whatever.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, 10 minutes till 4 in the afternoon p.m.
What is your daughter's birth sign? I can always tell.
She is 10/8/93.
Libra.
Yeah, she's a Libra.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense if her moon's in Taurus and her sun is an Aquarius. We're gonna do your chart real quick.
So you have
cool.
you have a lot of fixed.
Yeah, we'll find out the name.
So here I'll show Michelle.
What's the name of the app? Somebody in the chat room wants to know.
Oh, gosh. You know what? My friend's going to kill me that I don't have the name right in front of me, so, get some free publicity about it. If you ever want her on your show, I'm sure she'd be on it, but I cannot think of the name of it. But she just came out with it last year, and she's got a whole bunch of different ones. Like what? Anyway, I'll find out, and I'll send it to the chat room.
That'd be great.
Sorry,
Thank
I'm
you.
not on there.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. So you have your moon in Taurus, which gives you a lot of creativity. And it also gives you a real heightened sense of luxury. So that you have a need for beautiful things, for art, for colors. I find a lot of artists have this particular placement. You also have it up in your 10th house. 10th house is the house of public recognition.
Oh, there it is.
And so there's an inner need for you to feel like you're being heard and like other people are seeing you. And so you have a chart that says that yes, you're destined to have a very public presence and be very famous, I would say. You also have Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and expansion, in your 2nd house of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
You really know how to manifest.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you really do.
You really do.
You've got a very powerful chart. A very powerful
cool.
chart. Yeah,
well, you guys have made my day. I'll come on your show any day.
That's kind of awesome. But Jupiter's the planet of expansion and luck and growth, and in the 2nd house of your resources, money. And basically it's a great placement for it.
It is.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, just today in my blog post, I did this little thing, why I'm the luckiest person on the planet, part 1, part 2, part 3. So I think I was at part 8 today. And if I'd written it after I talked to you guys, I would have put that in there. So maybe I'll put it in there tomorrow or something.
Yeah, you should
anyway,
totally.
Thank you. That's really cool. That's a great gift. I'm just totally thrilled.
Yeah. So, we're thrilled to have you here today with us, Pam, and thanks for taking the time to be with us. So when can we expect E cubed? I know you're already getting pressure from Hay House.
Right. It's due January the 31st, something like that. But I think it comes out in the fall. The editors have to do their thing with it and all that. But I'm pretty sure it comes like September, maybe October. I'll let you know. I don't know the exact date. I'm not even sure they know the exact date. I'm just hustling like I can, as fast as I can, to get it all put together in time. I'm having fun with it. So.
Well, this is great. Well, we really are so pleased that you're able to take the time and be with us today and share your knowledge. And your book is just fantastic. I would encourage anybody to go out and get it. E², 9 experiments. And you would also encourage people to continue to do them. If they didn't work the first time, it's all about the process. We're changing the way we are. Is that correct?
Yes, changing the paradigm. That's my big goal, to uplift, inspire, and change the dominant paradigm.
Right. Change the dominant paradigm. Well, you certainly have given millions of people a way to do that. New York Times bestseller, E². You can find it on Amazon, I'm sure. Pam Grout, your website, it's pamgrout.com. Is that correct? Pamgrout.com. So you can get the book through Pam's website. You can follow her on Twitter at
Pam Grout.
At Pam Grout. That's pretty easy. And on Facebook, she has an E² page.
Grout,
Yes. And
I have an E². Yeah.
Okay, great. So make sure you can grab your book you can grab Pam's book, E² anytime, and start making the most of the field of potentiality around you today. Pam, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much. It's been fun.
All right, great. Have a great day.
Thanks, Pam.
Bye. You too.
Yeah, enjoy Carlsbad. Bye. She's coming to some good weather, I'm telling you. From Kansas, we got 2 minutes. All right, anything you want to say to people before we go?
I think just buy the book.
Buy the book. Oh, the promos. Yeah, we got all that stuff. Okay, please sign up for our newsletter. Mark Zuckerberg is trying to get richer from me and not allowing me to utilize his service without charging me. So sign up at purepollino.com. Follow us at Pure Pollino, Pure Pollino on Instagram as well. And, of course, Facebook.com/Pure Pollino. At Rachel Lang 11 for Rachel on Twitter. Thursday, my first annual Food Writers Roundtable. Sparges Julie Wolfson, Garrett Snyder from Tasting Table, and one other lucky writer from LA will be here to talk about trends for 2014. Right now, it's Dr. Marissa Pay, so stay tuned. And thanks for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us. Okay, bye.
Hey guys, this is Bob Merrick, the host of The Bob Show, the official morning show here on UBN Radio. We like to accentuate the positive in pop culture, human interest stories, and I don't know what else. Check us out from 9 to 11 a.m. on ubnradio.com.
We are experts at video production. We have crews in over 100 cities and the finest editors in the world. It's fun to create your videos, and that's what we love doing. We're good at that. But the most important thing is, how do you use those videos? How do you leverage your video investment? We provide all the platforms to do that. Website design, social media, SEO, PR, and television. And all of those components do a dance that work in tandem with each other for a comprehensive marketing campaign that really helps grow your business.
Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.